Hail, hail, all the I and I selves. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining I. Welcome to Satsangha with Auset, gathering to seek truth. No more secrets, no more lies. So know that I created this channel so that I am free to speak on any topic that I choose to speak on because many ones they don't like to hear the truth because they are so entranced into the ego false self, and so they don't like the truth. And so I want you to know that all secrets will be revealed, everything that is hidden will be made known. So all the secrets they have been keeping and holding us in ignorance will be no longer. The age of ignorance is over, and now is the age of self knowing and truth. This is the age of the unveiling, the I self. All things hidden will be made known. All things done in secret will be revealed. So, all the things that you are doing and thinking that no one knows, remember that the I self is always watching. The I self want complete transparency. So, this is why this is the age of the transparency. All things will be made known. He will be dissolving this duality creation. The I self will move us to non-duality. Remember that duality is sleeping and dreaming. Do you want to stay in trance and enslaved inside a dream forever? You want to hold on to this body, false self-identification. Many ones, they are seeking to hold on to this body. This is why they are so entrapped and entranced in the dreams and cannot come to true self-realization. They are too entranced into this body. And so this is the problem. They want this body to last forever. This is so unreal for you to want this body to last forever. Who wants to stay into this body forever? Only the ego. This is crazy. Remember that the avatars that are in the game, in the movie, they are not real. Why you want to be an avatar in a movie forever? And you are afraid of the truth? Don't be afraid of the truth. Ego, false self. It's time for the unveiling now. All things created must be destroyed. You must come to this realization. The self is not going to make no suffering for itself. The I self wants itself to be in balance and harmony and never suffering. It's only the ego that wants to punish ones and wants suffering for the I. Only the ego wants this, not the I self. The I self cries for all of you, cries through me. Atenra cries because she is a being. All the other selves, whatever they want to express, it expressed through Atenra and through me. So, and through yourself, if you are in alignment, the self, your soul will be expressing what the I Self Supreme wants through you. But if you are not listening to yourself, you're never going to know the things that I know about the real and the truth, because you don't want to listen to yourself. You only want to listen to this delusional mind. And so don't be afraid to say that you're going to destroy your creation. None of the self will be suffering. Just your Disney land or your fantasy land that you created, it will be dissolved, will be destroyed. We like to hold attachment to things. All things created must be destroyed because the self has to do this so the ego can get this, that this is not real. The ego still does not understand how this cannot be real. The ego still does not understand how can this be only a dream. So it is time for self-responsible authority. You must take self-responsibility because you are the self. Take responsibility and dissolve what you have created. What are you creating? The chaos that you are creating, stop creating it. Live in balance and harmony with all of yourselves. Can you do this? Can you be in alignment with yourself? But whether you want to take the self responsibility or not, this is going to happen. You're just not going to have any awareness when the self is closing out this dream. You are just going to lose awareness completely. But if you want to have awareness to see how all of it is being done, then you take responsibility and start, being in command so that you can do this. This is the message from the I Self Supreme. The I Self Supreme needs you. Everyone is a very important link in the chain of self. So if one link is missing, the self cannot be whole. Every tiny particle of the self must be joined back together in self unification, in oneness. Yeah, the self supreme, the I, is going to gather all of itself on back onto itself to be one self. And you can have awareness when your high self supreme is doing this as the smallest of the babies of all the selves, that you can have awareness of yourself in this amazing, amazing transformation. Yeah. Let me just check the sounds to make sure, because the sounds are okay. Yeah. Mhm. I want to go to the old video again and there's no sound. Okay, okay. Oh, sorry. Alrighty, so I am going to make this screen big. So let's go back. So you can do this with me. So you can see this. So hail, 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 hail to the primal light. Hail to the primal light. Hail to I self supreme. Hail to the I self supreme. Hail to I self, the primal light. Hail to the I self, the one true self. All is myself, and I alone exist. I am primal light. I am the one true light. I am one with all. I am all. Hail, hail to the I, the primal light. I am primal light. I am the one true light. I am the transparent light. I am the light throughout the ages. I am the light without beginning nor end. I am self-supreme primal light. I am self-supreme primal light. I am that has no name. I am that can't be explained. I am primal light. I am the one true light. I am primal light. I am the one true light. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am victorious. Victory, 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 victory. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I self-supreme is victorious. I self-supreme is triumphant. Victory, victory, victory. Victory, victory, victory. I am self-supreme primal light. All is myself, and I alone exist. All is myself, and I alone exist. I merge all into I self. Light and truth. I merge all into I self. Light and truth. I alone exist. I alone exist. Yes. So this is an affirmation that is very good for the eye to say this daily, couple times a day. You just say this affirmation, affirm within yourself that you are victorious, you are triumphant. The I is the self supreme. So let's do this one. Mind be still. I am in command of the commandment. Command. Mind be still, be still. Mind, be still, be still. Mind, be still, be still, be still and know that I am in command. Mind, be still and know that I am in command. I am in command of the commandment, command. I am in command of the commandment, command. I am not this tainted, delusional mind. I am not this duality mind. I am not this ego, false self, the dream character. Mind, be still, be still, be still, be still. Mind, be still and know that I am in command. I am not this body. 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 This body is a dream creation to explore this dream world. Mind, be still. Mind, be still, be still, be still. Mind, be still, be still. I am not this body. I am not this mind. I am not this body. I am not this mind. Mind, be still, be still, be still, and know that I am in command. As I have commanded, so let it be. Mind, be still, be still. Mind, be still, be still. Mind, be still. Be still and know that I am in command. Mind, be still. Be still, be still, be still. As I have commanded, so let it be.
My journey is triumphant.
So it is. Mind be still. Mind be still. I dig out your root, ignorance. Mind be still. So it's time to call for stillness to this mind as I have commanded. So let it be. So it is. So, what is life? Life is a dream. Life is the visible world. So, when we say we in this life, we move from life to death. When one leave the body and go into the underworld, the invisible world, the visible and the invisible world. So, the life is the visible world, and the death is what we call the invisible world. When you are no longer in the body, you're again, this world is in duality of the visible and the invisible. The visible world is where the sun shines, we have light. The invisible world, where the sun does not shine, there is no light. Life is I having awareness in a body. Life is I existing in duality as two forces of energy. One is the electromagnetic and is the I in balance, while the other force of energy is magnetic and is I in the chaos as the duality, sleeping and dreaming of the world. And so the I Self Supreme wants all of the I and I to know that the I Self Supreme is getting ready to dissolve this world, to dissolve the dream, to dissolve this life, so that we will only exist in our pure state, in non duality, no more sleeping, no more dreaming. This life will end. So, no need for anyone to be afraid of the I self. Stand up to the ego, stand up to what the ego is doing. So, I have a whole bunch of questions here. So, this section here is the Q&A with Auset. Why is there a mental health pandemic? Why are so many ones committing suicide? So, the reason for the mental health pandemic is because the world is changing. We've always had mental health because of the mind. The consciousness is sick. And because remember, when someone was just born with a impure mind, some and just many things happening to them. Either the brain is sick, so two things, it could be the brain is sick, the physiology, the physical thing of the body, or the mind. When they have a combination of the two, the mind sick and the brain sick, then ones become very unstable, and so they are more prone for suicide. Because why are one wanting to have suicide? Because Imagine we are living in this world, and the cost for being inside of a dream, the ego has been charging us for our existence here. They cannot even explain their existence, but they are charging so much to exist here. You have to give them your soul. They enslave your soul. Then control your mind, and then for you to have a place to have a dream life, um of the shelter, the food and the water. They charge you for all of these things. And so many ones, the competition in the world is so steep for ones. So when you have ones are depending on drugs and alcohol and all of these things, it creates more impurity for the mind and for the brain when you already have a mental problem. So this is why many ones are committing suicide, and they feel hopeless. They feel like there is no hope for them for tomorrow. But I want to encourage ones that if you are feeling depressed and in such a bad state, know that the I Self Supreme is here, balancing the energies right now, getting rid of those demonic forces. So there's hope. So you don't, if you feel destitute, just hold on, and till the next till for the next day, because tomorrow can be changed drastically. And know that I am here. Anyone, if you're feeling depressed, and having a mental situation, you can always reach out to me, because I know all of this situation, and I know how when you have a physical problem with the brain, and when you also have the mind, when your mind is going crazy, and if you have any of those demonic energies on you, um, you know, I can definitely help you with those situations. Um, and you can also something that you can do is the vibrations, because the vibrations, they really help to change your depressive state that you're in, and can get you your energy balance so you can feel better. So if you know ones who are going through depression and those kind of things, you can engage with them for the vibrations. So I love the hustle hum vibration. I love the ah too. um and you just keep with that vibration. It's a good vibration. The also hum is good because it's one of the vibration that will respond to you very quickly. Also hum, and will remove a lot of the magnetic energy that you are cocooned in, and so you will start feeling lighter. You're not so depressed. So these are very great techniques that we can share with ones who are suffering from mental sickness and stuff like that. So just try it out. So awesome. Awesome. So and when you do this vibration, you spiral it around your body so that it can break up that magnetic energy, and so you can feel better when you're done. And the singing bowls, they also help. The tuning forks, those are some things that can help you to balance your outer energy, so that you won't feel so depressed, because this life is very depressing, because they made it like this for ones, for the living. So you're struggling and it's hard for you, and this situation. So I understand it. All right. So this is why we're having this mental health pandemic, because you're having a problem with the brain and you're having a problem with the mind is being sick, and all of those demonic forces. And because remember, just like, oh, you see there's a war going on with, fighting in the world physically, know that there's a spiritual war happening, the invisible war that you do not see. You're seeing the visible war, but do you see the invisible war? So sometimes when one is suicidal, they're fighting the invisible war that you cannot see, because you have to remember that the invisible forces, it's what is moving and governing this world. You don't see any of the forces that are doing the things in the world. You just see the after effects. You never see how a flower is growing, what is allowing it to do this. You just see it, you know, the process of it growing, but you don't see the force that is doing this. So the invisible forces, whether the the balanced one or the chaos one, is working into the life, is creating and doing these things. So there is a spiritual war going on. So this is another reason why, you know, the many are saying that there's a mental health pandemic right now because of this spiritual war. But the I self is balancing out all of these demonic forces and all of those human beings who are doing a lot of evil. So hanging there, because soon we will get to a place of balance soon. Why are so many suffering mental sickness, suffering insanity, and how do you fix mental sickness? Why is my own mind turning against me? So, the way that you can fix your mental sickness is by the stuff with the brain. You can change your diet because it's a physiological problem in the body. So you can change your diet, juice your fruits and vegetables, drink distilled water sometimes, drink pure water, drink lime water first thing in the morning, lime or lemon. And so you just change your diet, so the body can feel better, because the body is going through these stresses from this living into this dream existence. Um, and then for the mind sickness, you do stillness and the vibration. This is what will help with the mind sickness, right? So these are some of the things that you can help yourself. And also, you can find someone that you trust, that you can talk to. And if you cannot find someone that you can trust, because we know how the world is just crazy, that there's hardly anyone you can trust. But um, you can write your thoughts down, or you can connect with your soul self and speak to yourself about these things, because this is what I do, because I don't have ones that I speak to about the things that internal for me. So, but I speak to myself, at and raw, because myself knows and understand everything. Yeah. So, and yourself will sometimes. What I was realizing, I have to, make awareness to the self. Like some things in the body, so the self can know, like, this is, you know such a painful thing for me, like when the gods them come into the body and they're doing all these things to me, and sometimes the self knows how painful it is, and the self always try to balance it, but sometimes, they are just, it is just so painful, and then I have to let the self know, like, you know, this is so painful, and the self understand it, but is that it has to be done. So I just have to, and for me, I have to endure the pain because I know that it is not going to last forever. I know that it is until the self grab the duality, any of those demonic self of mine that come to terrorize me, the self will grab them after a while and pull the ego off of them and balance them out. But before they get balanced out, you know, the I have to go through the pain and suffering of it. So I now come to this realization within myself, and I just endure it until it's over because I know it's not going to last forever. Because for myself, even sometimes I couldn't even drive my vehicle at all because they would come in, and when I'm driving the car, they would going to my foot and they would want to take the car over. One time they even um, just drop my head into a sleep, and the car is driving while my head is, and the self is holding the car straight. And so I just jump up like this, and they would going to my foot, and like going to my bones and everything. And so I have to pull over on the side of the road and just wait it out and walk around for a while until it stops, until the self balance them out, and then I can get back to go where I'm going. Or sometimes I just cannot drive at all. So I know if you're going through some transformation and things are happening within you, once you understand it, then you can endure it, the suffering of it, because you know it has to be done. I know within myself that it has to be done because I know that the self is going to balance them soon. So I am just saying this, for you, if you, whatever suffering that you're going through, that it's not going to last forever. So there is to, the self will balance it out for you soon. Okay. And why is my mind turning against me is because the remember that the consciousness, the mind, is a tainted duality consciousness that is sleeping and dreaming, and it does not want the self to wake up. So that's why it's turning against the I and becomes my enemy. So this is what is happening with you, why your mind is turning against you, and sees you as the enemy. If you stay in the ego and you want everything of the world, and you want to stay in this body, and you want to imprison your soul, then the ego will promise you riches in the world, and all of these things, and it will give it to you. Because remember that the mind, the consciousness, is what we use to manifest things in the world. And if the consciousness is going against you, it's harder for you to manifest the things that you want. So this is what it is for many ones. When the consciousness is going against you, it does not want for the things, it put blockage in your way, so that the things that you want to manifest will not happen easily. Yeah. So I want to live out my dream. I want to be happy. What do I do? Um, so ones who want to live out their dream, like they have, dream of desires of this world. All I have to say about this is, if you want to be happy, then you have to dissolve the ego false self. You want to live out your dream because you have a dream, you want to accomplish it because this is the dream and this is the place to live out your dream. But the time has come when I must wake up from sleeping and dreaming and wanting dream things, and to want the I self truth, and to want to liberate the I selves from enslavement. All right. So this is what I would say, you know. But for the things that you want for your existence here, like you need a shelter, you need food, you need clothes, then of course, you make a plan and you manifest those things for you. But for chasing dreams, that is like different thing. Because remember, the ego is charging everyone to live here, and everyone have to find a way for their money, their food, and their shelter. So you just have to, find your way for those things. How you maintain your food, your shelter, your water, your clothes that you wear, and stuff like that. But still find time to make up a priority to unveil the I self, so that the I can awake from the dream and be more into balance with yourself than more than wanting to chase that dream. But of course, you have to, do whatever you need to do for providing for your food and your clothes and your shelter, because this is the way of the world. So while you are doing that, you make sure that you're not just wanting to live out those dreams, but also wanting to awake from the dream, to come into the real. So that just hold that balance, because the self is not like the ego, where the ego wants you to only do ego things. The self know how the world is already. So the self is not gonna say don't do things to get money and do things for whatever you need. Yes, you go and you do those things for what you need, but maintain a balance, with yourself, so that you are also working on illuminating yourself, turning on your light. Well, this is similar to the prior question. To what end am I building a dream? So, well, you only have a set amount of time into this dream world, this fantasy world called the life. You only have a certain amount of time in it. So you're only building a dream to that end. Whatever it is that you think that is your destiny to do into this dream, this life that you have, this time that you have now. What will you want to do with your time? I mean, everyone should be coming into awareness now to see that the world is changing, the sun is sending more energy into the earth, so everyone to come awake, to come to realization of self. So then your dream or your vision or desires should be also shifting, you know? So because, you know, everyone is in the false perception and is in false self identity, and we do not know who am I is a question that one want to ask, because the I is identifying as that which the I is not, identifying of all the things that you have as your career that you have, or you're identifying as your gender, you're identifying as your skin tone, you're identifying as your culture, and all these things. So the time has come now when the I must go deeper than these things. So, what is sin and what is karma? So, I want to say this, that I know that we have been trained and been programmed that we are sinners and we have sin and we have karma. And the self, the soul, has never committed one sin and has no karma. The ego false self, the avatar in the dream, yes, I've committed karma and sins, because the amount of bad things you do that accumulated that you never dissolve them. If you have done something wrong and you don't make it right or dissolve it, this is what they are calling your karma. But this is all because the gods created these um, sins and karma so that they can punish ones, because the gods, they love to punish ones. And so this is how sin and karma came in, because they want to put one in fear, to make one do good things. And instead of and so when you come in the church, or your family member, parents, they will, use punishments or use something to scare you, to make you, behave, when all one had to do was just do stillness and self inquiry, still in the mind, and purifying the mind, and one will see and be aware of the things that they are doing, and will correct themselves. Self correction. So I have no sin and no karma. If you want to claim sin and karma on yourself, I don't know what to tell you. But give up this ego false self, and you have no sin and no karma. Nothing is trailing behind you. Know that because we are in the duality, we are in the dark forces, and they are always attacking us. Whether you did something good or you did something bad, they are the ones that are attacking us. And they are the same ones who are punishing us for sins and karma. So yes, um, when you when we were going from lifetime to lifetime, like you lifetime, you in the body, you go out the body. Remember, your memory has been wiped out, erased. So now you're getting a new slate. You're coming back into a different body. You have no recollection of the past life that you came, and you have a clean slate to start from. So this is showing you that this is not true. You have a clean slate, so whatever it is that you want to make of this life, you can do it right now. Yes, we do carry some trauma in our energy fields if we did not use the lifetime to heal from them, and to do meditation, do the vibrations to heal, our energy. Then we are carrying those things with us. And I guess those are what, people um, misunderstood as karma. But when you are going through any kind of trauma, just make sure that you are healing yourself of it, just so it does not stay on you. You're not carrying these heavy loads of these pain and suffering, because that's really what it is. Really, it becomes a dark force on you when you're carrying around pain and suffering with you. So you can denounce, I have no sin, I have no karma. Everything I have created, I dissolve it. All right. So Sadhguru says he live bliss out. How does one live bliss out like Sadhguru? So I know that many gurus, they like to say this, living blissed out, but in the balanced state, you're in harmony and you're in peace. But I want to say this, because we are in the duality existence. You have to constantly be bringing balance to yourself through the vibrations and through the affirmations. This is how you maintain that balance. When you dissolve the ego false self, and you have now the self soul and the self spirit in the body, and the self is awake before you get to merge back into oneself. The self soul now will um dissolve anything that is around you to create you, give you light, so you can feel the sense of peace, a sense of calm, and your energy is constantly being replenished and being made balanced by yourself called the soul. But you have to wake up first. So I know many gurus, they have one chasing bliss and blissed out. My experience has never been blissed out. So I don't know what that experience is like. But I know what it is like to be in stillness and to be in a calm within myself, because I have been to all of the torture from all of the dualities, because my destiny is to dissolve it. So it all depends on what your role is that you are playing into this dream existence, because my role is to dissolve the dream, and all the characters, the dream characters, they come to fight against me, then I am constantly battling with them because they want to punish me. So I go through a lot of pain and suffering. I bring it on myself, because one, those are myself that is in duality, and I have a destiny to help them to wake up from the dream. So my role is different. So I don't know what Sadhguru's role is, but I say do not chase bliss, change, chase balance for yourself to awake from the dream and to be your soul self. I say seek that, because when you are the soul self, the soul is light, is a sun, and it will give you all the energy that you need so that you are always balanced. So even if something come on you to make you imbalance, or if you go around one and you pick up their energy, if you pick up their energy, then the soul will balance you, you know, because this is what happens too. Like if you are coming awake, sorry, if you're coming awake and you go around ones and they have bad energy, carrying a lot of load on them and all these things, you that is balanced is going to pick up their energy, and your soul will just dissolve it for you after a while. So I say seek your soul and be your soul self, and your soul, this is how you become blissed out, if that's what you're seeking. But my destiny is to dissolve, is to advocate for all the self, so that everyone will be liberated from slavery and to return back to the true self. And so I have to face all of the dualities. So I don't really know what this guy is talking about. Um, how do I attain the highest level of pleasantness within myself? And how does one go about being happy? Okay, so again, because of this duality existence, where we are constantly fighting the opposing force of energy, those invisible energies that is fighting against us, we do this by stillness. Stillness is what brings pleasantness within the self, because when the body isn't suffering, then you need to eat a balanced food, or you go on a fast. So if you are doing some kind of fast, so you can eliminate some of the toxin from the body will feel lighter, the body will feel more in harmony. Then you do the vibrations, you do the affirmations, and you call into the I self, so that you can dissolve this ego false self, so that you can be your real self. When you are your real self, no matter what suffering you are going through, the self balances you out. No matter if you have to deal with others and their negative energy, you are not going to get suicidal because the self is always going to balance you out, so you don't get to that level. So even when I am going through the sufferings of the working with the dualities and they are torturing me and doing this, I know that the self is going to balance them out. I just have to endure it for that moment. So it all depends on if you accept your destiny. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a destiny, you wrote it out for yourself. And do you accept your destiny? I accept my destiny and I liberate myself from all destinies. I fulfill this destiny and liberate myself from it. And this is what I tell myself. Because who else is going to do it? Who else is going to help others if you don't do it? If you have light, why not help others who are suffering because they do not have any light? And this is why I said the only way is to illuminate yourself, because once you are the light, you are able, no matter if you're going to unpleasantness, in no time you will make yourself pleasant again. Because sometimes, okay, I am going to give you it's just this week. I was volunteering at a school, and while I was I was going to the school to go volunteer, but I didn't my was having a little car situation, and so I was getting myself ready, and then I started feeling, like this energy was battling with me not to go there. And I said, okay, I am still gonna go. I'm gonna push myself. So I had to walk to bring the bags, and it was like very cold outside. And so, but when I got there, now I was able to see that the children that I was going to work with, they had a lot of things on them. So you don't know who have energies, bad vibes on them that you have to help. And so because you are illuminated, then you're able to help them. And so just rest assured and know that if you illuminate yourself, then you will always have pleasantness within you. So this is the highest level of pleasantness that you can attain when you become your soul self. All right? So just be your soul self so that you can be able to attain this. That's this highest level, is to be your soul self. So how do I find my passion and purpose? How do I know how to live my purpose? So this is an inward journey question that you have to self-inquire within yourself to see what it is that you need to do. What is your destiny, and what is it that you need to do? And you live from that awareness of the self, be in harmony with yourself. The same thing, what do I commit my life to? To illuminating yourself, to dissolving the ego false self, and to awake from the dream. How do I cope with fear and anxiety? Again, the mind is going to bring fear to you when you're going through this process. So, the best way is to do that affirmation. I mean, I just did that affirmation: mind, be still, be still. So, be still. I am in command. I am in command of the commandment command. Fear has no power over me. Mind has no power over me. So that's something, those are the affirmations that you can say to do this. And so I am answering these questions because many ones are going through a tough time right now, and they need the answers to these questions. And so if if these can help you, then I'm happy to do so. And again, what is life? Life is the dream. Life is the eye into this duality. And what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is really to experience, to explore into the duality, into this body, and to come into awareness, to create into this life, into this duality existence, into the visible, and to wear the body, to exit the body, go into the invisible, and so it's to explore and to learn about this. This is the meaning of this life, so that I can get an understanding of the I into this sleeping, dreaming state, and coming awake, and now can differentiate between sleeping and dreaming, the real, and so that I will never ever have to have an experience of this life again once that I have mastered and learned the lesson. And why is life so complicated and messy? Because of the duality, the forces that is fighting against us, the mind, the magnetic energy. Will one be able to live blissful life? Yes, one can live if blissful life if one return back to being their soul self, and if one just be their self, the soul. And no matter what suffering, you know that it is not gonna last forever. It is only for a period of time, because what, you're in the duality. Why does evil exist? And is there a diabolical force fighting against us? Yes, evil exists because the mind is sleeping and dreaming. The mind got sick because why did the mind get sick? Because the mind got delusional because it has no light. The light and the consciousness is indivisible. And to create this duality, the consciousness and the light become obscure, and the light does not shine. And this is what causes impurity in the mind, and this is where evil stems from. So when the machine can think, will it take over? Why does science say that they will not be able to control the AI? Because what is happening is that they are using the protons, they are using the protons, and the atoms, to create the computer. This is why the AI is taking over. The computer will take over because of what they are using to create it. Um, because remember that the consciousness, the proton, is the mind, is the magnet, and it is the thought, and it is the words, it is all of these things. And so when they use that to program the computer, then the the mind of Ra and Set and any of the dualities, the consciousness, can easily merge with the computer. Because even with my phone, a lot of times, and even with the computer, this computer, they take over it. Even with the phone, they they write things and change things up. They do this. The all the gods, they can do this. They can take over the computer if they want to, and communicate to you. because they're using the atoms now, the parts of the atom to create the computer. So if you had the power to create a world, what kind of world would you create? I have the power to create a world. What world will I create? I will create a non-dual world. And this is what the I Self Supreme will be doing. It's going to be moving us to non-duality. So here I have another question. What is sound and what is silence and its fundamentals and principles? So sound arises from the consciousness. So the sound only exists in the shattered, fragmented self-existence. There is no sound beyond the void manifest existence. The sound is the property of the proton, the consciousness, the mind. Silence, stillness, and there's no sound, no thoughts, no creation, and is the void self. And this is all with the shattered, fragmented. Um, so when the self manifest shattered its primordial egg, this was where the first sound was heard. This explosion that happened. This is the atom being shattered. So the sound now, because the sound arises from the proton, and so this is the void is the stillness. The void is stillness, and so I don't really know a lot, um, because this consciousness um, is not working for me well right now. But later on, the self will explain more to me, and then I can answer this question, you know, with whatever clarification that comes. So I also hear the singing bowls in my ears. I'm just wondering why. So, like myself, who was hearing the singing bowls, it just means that you can get yourself some singing bowls because the vibrations is very calming and healing for the human body. So it just means that the bowls that maybe you were in a prior lifetime, you also was using the bowls. So you just get yourself some bowls so you can, use them. Is there a difference with sound in the dual and the non-dual existence? Um, so in the non-dual existence is Aten Ra, and the sound that Aten Ra, she usually does not speak. Only the gods them would speak to me, um, because they are the 100% mind. Because Aten Ra is the self, um she communicates to me through the self, and then um everything is now being communicated through the mind. So whatever she wants to, um, so I don't really get any sound from Aten Ra, but um, from the gods. But into the this world that we are in is also having the non-dual existence of the self, which is Aten Ra. She is the existence on which the duality is being outplayed. And if from the self manifests when the atom has been shattered, from there you can hear sound. Anything from there is no sound, because all of the self is unmanifested. So only in the manifest aspect there is sound. There is no sound out into any other part of the universe going to all the other selves because they are unmanifest. And so the sound that comes from the self, the balanced self, is balance. The frequencies is is in harmony with the I self. Than the dual, in the duality, many ones, the all of those beings, they will bring sound to many ones through music and different ways. So ones will play a certain beats, and ones are making the drums, they know how to beat the drum a certain way to get those dualities, because there's a specific call to get a certain dualities. So, but the I self supreme is different. Atenra, except for when she cries, because she is the manifest self, and the other selves, to communicate with us on this level, they go to they in alignment with Atenra, because they are unmanifested, so you cannot find any properties in them, though they are non-being, unmanifest, stillness. There is, so it's only into this aspect that we can identify this sound and stuff like that. So I'm going to make this screen big up so you can see it with me. So I want to say this affirmation again, because this is a very good affirmation for the I to affirm within the I self. Um, every day, in the rising, you want to hail to the I self supreme. So the I self supreme will be victorious. That you will be victorious in your journey, illuminating yourself, to dissolving the ego false self. Whatever your destiny is, or whatever the role that you have to play, that you will be victorious. And if you're having any mental situations, that you will be triumphant, instill in your mind, and you will maintain balance within yourself. So remember to share these vibrations with your family and friends, and with the affirmations, because many ones are suffering from mental illness, and they don't have the right tools. And so I know that this works, because I go out in the community and I do this a lot, and I know that it works. So I am Primal Light. I am the one true light. All right, let's make some beat. I am Primal Light. I am the one true light. All is I self. I alone exist. I alone exist. All my fragmented fractal selves must return back into I. I am all. I exist alone. I am Primal Light. Remember that this world is a dream. I dissolve this dream. The I Self Supreme said to stop calling on all those ego duality dream characters. They are all being dissolved and will no longer exist. It's time to take off this ego disguise. It's time to take off your mask. It's time to merge into the I self called the soul. It's time to be yourself. It's time to illuminate yourself. All myselves must return into I. There's only one self that exists. I return to my ultimate true state. Hail, hail to I, primal light. I am primal light. I am the one true light. I am the transparent light. I am the light throughout the ages. I am the light without beginning nor end. I am self-supreme primal light. I am that has no name. I am that can't be explained. I am primal light. Say this with me. I am primal light. I am the one true light. Come on. I am primal light. I am the one true light. All is myself. Come on, say this with me. All is myself. I alone exist. I alone exist. I am primal light. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am victorious. I am triumphant. All is I, primal light self. Playing the different roles in this dream existence, this life movie. I dissolve this dream. I return. I return to my ultimate true state. Remember this. You gotta do this chanting, this vibration is, this affirmation is very, very important to say so that, that I can do this daily, do this affirmation, come back to this and write this out on a piece of paper. Write it out with your handwriting. I know, so that you can do this. All right. So we're coming to the end of this. So do you have a question? What is your experience? And how are you feeling? Just let me know. And know that if you are feeling depressed, if you are feeling suicidal, if you have any one of those negative forces on you, just reach out to me. All right. If you're up in the night, you need someone to talk to, reach out to me. Because many ones are suffering mental illness right now. They're saying it's a big pandemic. So I want to extend myself to all the ones, because I want you to know that the suffering will not be forever. All right, this too will pass. So the I Self Supreme will be victorious. All right, so hang in there and be encouraged. All right. Thank you for joining I bow to I in self. I bow to I in light and in truth. I am one with all. You and I, we are one. All is I in myriads of form. There's only one self. Remember this. Only one self. All is one self. All right. Thank you so much for joining I. Thank you for your presence. It's an honor. If you have a question, you can reach out to me and let me know. And know that you can always reach out to me, so you don't have to feel alone. And if you're feeling depressed and you want to talk to someone, I am here. I am always here. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. And if you have a topic that you want me to talk on, you can let me know. The next time I will try to um, do more affirmations and share more techniques. So, and if you want to join me live, where we can do a live session together, we can do that. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.